Hello, good morning to my lovely subscribers. Made especially to fit their feet, people could also get their shoes mended so that they lasted longer. Later transferred to the Congregational Church, and 8 years retrieved from 80 years ago. However, did you know that Crawley in West Sussex, the engine there, petrol engine, the Shaw 1921 petrol engine. So here is a lot of models back there, 1300 to 1650, a book fitting. Hello, good morning to my lovely subscribers. Just want to say a massive welcome to all my new subscribers and a massive hello to all my old ones. Today we are visiting the Crawley Museum. It says Crawley Museum open today 10 to 4. Come in and discover the history of the town. A big shout out to the staff at Crawley Museum for giving me the go ahead and their permission to actually film the building. So let's go inside and have a look around, shall we? I'll see you in a moment. That is the entranceway. There you go, better. So it says here, the shoemaker or cobbler used to play a key role in any city or town. Wealthy people went to have their shoes made especially to fit their feet. People could also get their shoes mended so that they lasted longer. If you could have shoes made just for you, what would they be like? When was the last time you had your shoes mended? Yeah, so you've got an old Crawley Society for the apprehension of felons, thieves and rewards. And you've got for the apprehension of any person or persons who shall be convicted of the following offences: of murdering any member of the society, 20 guineas, all sorts of different things. We're not using the old British pound anymore. We're talking about the old, like, halfpence, that sort of stuff. I've got a funny story to tell you. This cat seems to disappear on its own miraculously, and it's got a little page here saying, "This is our museum cat. You can stroke her if you like. Please put her back on the chair before you leave the room. Thank you." However, this little feline was found in the library upstairs, and no one has a foggiest of how they arrived in that location. And if I press one of these buttons,
Mark Lemon, as well as being a leading figure in London literary circles, was also prominent in the cultural and social life of Victorian Crawley. Living at Vine Cottage in Ifield, he and his family provided public entertainments, including concerts, amateur theatricals, art exhibitions, and public readings from Dickens and others. These raised money on behalf of local charitable causes, including Christmas dinners for the poor. These cultural activities also raised funds for Mark Lemon's most significant contribution to Crawley life.
okay, moving on. So you've got an old iron Victorian fireplace, and it was made in 1880, and it is from 30 Ifield Road in West Green, Crawley. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Apparently this building is haunted by several ghosts, apparently, but we'll touch on that a little bit later. Harmonium from the Welcome Church in Ifield Road, later transferred to the Congregational Church, and 8 years retrieved from a dust cart. A harmonium works by blowing air through reeds. The foot pedals are joined to a mechanism which operates a bellows, which sends air to the And this museum as well has stuff about John Haigh. Not much, but John Haigh is the acid bath murderer, and which we've touched on this channel before. So if you want to head on over and check out that video, then I will leave a link in the comment section below. Crawley is a Victorian town, and most people talk about the new town, which was essentially built 80 years ago. However, did you know that Crawley in West Sussex has a long, varied and wide history? And most of the things you see in this museum today will be from many, many hundreds of years ago. And it says here, "You've just arrived in Victorian Crawley. Welcome." Pin cushion. So anyways, I've got some good news for my viewers and my subscribers. I've just stopped having a chat with the manager of the place, and she's happy to give us a private tour of the place for a small donation. So if people are wanting to have a private tour and actually see it without anyone else being involved, and actually have a detailed description broken down for them, then let us know, and we'd be happy to donate for a private tour. Yeah, so you'll find Crawley Museum in Crawley, West Sussex, basically in the town. You've got a stationary engine there, petrol engine, the Shaw 1921 petrol engine. Stationary engines are used to power machinery. This engine was made at Shaw's Engineering Works in the High Street. Amazing. The Beehive. The Beehive was Gatwick Airport's first commercial terminal building. Maurice Jackman bought Gatwick Aerodrome in 1933. It was designed in 1936. And I mean, look at this. Amazing as well. Even got a Rex car and veteran car run. The Rex 4 car is a rare survivor from 1903. The Rex company began in Birmingham in 1899, moving to Coventry in 1900. They made motor cars and 4 cars, which were small cars designed to carry the passengers in front, possibly without too much care for their comfort. So you've got this beauty. Moving on. We still got to show you upstairs in a minute. And talking about John Haigh, the acid bath murderer, was a serial killer. He was convicted of the murder of 2 Crawley residents and other victims. In 1949, he used concentrated sulfuric acid to dissolve victims' corpses. because he misunderstood the law and believed that if victims' bodies could not be found, a murder conviction would not be possible. And that's the acid bath murderer there. And this was done in Leopold Road. But anyways, there's a lot to show you in this video today, so I'm not going to go through everything. You got the Second World War, look. Second World War from 1939 to 1945. And then proud and loving memory of the men of this village. So Crawley used to be a village as well. So this is a plaque of all the names of all the people. May they rest in peace. God bless their souls. Rolls of honour. It's amazing. You can even listen to the memories of World War II here. But you're going to need to put the headphones on, so I don't think you're going to be able to hear it. Join the Territorial Sequoia 6/7 Queens v Kilmead Crawley and Eastern Road, Hewers Heath. Kilmead is still there. It's still in the area. Did you know this building used to be a tree? Well, there used to be a tree outside the main building here. Through here, behind this curtain, it's all road and there's just loads of people walking past and everything. But in this local area where I'm standing, there used to be a tree here. And people used to live in this building. Tree building, and then there's a door there, and people used to live in there, and apparently they used to have doctors and all that in there as well. So you got the tree through time, which is quite interesting. And apparently it's an elm tree. The end of the elm. Following the devastating storm in 1883, only part of the tree's trunk survived. A further storm in 1935 ended its life, and the final remnants of the elm were removed during the building of the new town in the 1950s. No material remains of the Crawley elm survive, though the name of this museum, the tree, pays tribute to a monument of Crawley that stood in the town for centuries. There's a proper photo of it as well. Look. So we're in this building here. We're in a medieval building, and the tree was outside the front. Now we've got a couple of conker trees out there. So Crawley New Town from the 1970s. Apparently Crawley is a place where over 90 languages are spoken and many religions and cultures are represented. It is home to over 100,000 people. Welcome to Crawley. Right, I am going to be pausing now so I can show you the other side of the building and upstairs. So up here you'll see some photographs by the photographer Jeff Pitcher, and these are from the year 2015, and what he's trying to represent is pictures of what different places around the town looked like previously compared to the town which looks like today. So if you could see that. I really do find these things fascinating. So, if you're into art and photography, look up a guy called Jeff Pitcher. That's Pitcher, and Jeff with a capital J. There's a map of Crawley. Right. We got a nice looking display of Twinkle Twinkle Little Bat, Alice in Wonderland, Lewis Carroll. So it's a beautiful display of different things. That's a beautiful background, isn't it? So in this room before, there used to be a gigantic Stegosaurus skeleton. Now, I asked the museum's manager why they don't have it, and it's because it costs them a lot of money to keep it. They have to fork out their own pocket to have things like that. So, unfortunately, it had to move on. Now, I know what you're wondering about. I bet you're wondering when you're actually going to see the real deal. So I'm actually going to show you some really interesting stuff. It says here, to the galleries. So I'm going to show you some really interesting stuff in regards to the Ifield Mill. Apparently the Ifield Mill is haunted by 2 children. Apparently, like I said earlier, this whole building apparently has 2, if not 3, possibly 4 ghosts, because the lights keep switching on and off. The manager has heard people in the building when she's the only one here. So have you visited the 1600s in Crawley? If not, then I will read it to you. Ifield Mill is a working water mill in Crawley. It's still powered by its original water source, the Ifield Mill Pond. There has long been a mill on the site, but this building dates from the 1600s, when it was rebuilt after the violence of the English Civil War. The rebuilt mill continued to grind corn until the 1920s, when it fell into decay. It was restored in the 1970s and is now run by Crawley Museum and local visitors, local volunteers. And believe it or not, today I've actually signed up as a volunteer, so that's even better, isn't it? So here is a lot of models designed and created by someone who is now unfortunately passed away, so it is unfinished. But this is what it used to look like back in the day. And you've also got a sketch map of Crawley High Street, not to scale. And some of these buildings are still here today, like, where is it? St. John's Church. I can't see where that is. St. John's Church. It's up there somewhere. I just need to find it. Yeah. Can't find it. So St. John's Church is up there somewhere, and you've got Tudor times as well. So these items here are from the Tudor times. So welcome to Tudor Crawley. What was life like here in Tudor times? Yeah, so I don't want to ruin everything for you, but if I'm going to have this, if I'm going to have the private tour, then I want to leave most of the stories out, so that way when we have that private tour you'll get everything specifically from the staff who work here, the manager and someone else. Now, did you know that Crawley was a medieval town? It says here, medieval Crawley. What was medieval Crawley like? A high street divided the village of Crawley between two different parishes, Ifield and Crawley. These were very different places. Archaeologists have discovered that the east Crawley side of the high street had probably had smarter houses like the tree from earlier, while some of the west Ifield side showed concentrated iron production. Now, if you watched the video of Kenwood Vale, you would have heard that I found iron crystals down there, and I did mention to you before that Kenwood Vale used to be marshland, and before that it used to be a dumping site, and before that it used to be an iron mine. And as you can see, you've got some iron slag there, and slag heaps have been found in Southgate, and these pieces were found in West Green. So it's pretty amazing, to be honest with you. And here, before the old Asda's building was built over West Green, all this here was found underneath where Asda's used to be. So archaeology, which is pretty good. Really like that. And look at that town crier outfit as well. In the medieval period, most people couldn't read or write. Town criers were one of the ways in which important information was given to people. They would call out public announcements in the streets to attract people's attention. They would shout "oyes," pronounced "oye." This comes from the French word "our," to listen. This outfit is a modern copy of a typical town crier outfit from the 1800s. It's pretty unique. If people dressed up like that today, it would be a much better place, I think. So these medieval items found in the Crabbit Park area by a local metal detectorist, part of the Cauldron Ur, the one at the back there. 1300 to 1650, a book fitting. 1100 to 1500, lead tokens. 1250 to 1800, a buckle 1400 to 1500, and a bridal boss 1450 to 1600. Phenomenal. Also, you've got handmade nails were used in medieval buildings, and parts of different coins. These coins date from the reign of King Henry III, 1248 to 1272. A penny was a full coin. Half pennies were made by cutting a penny in half, and farthings were a quarter of a penny coin. So that's a quarter, that's half a penny, that's a penny. So it's pretty cool. Medieval market stall. So this is what the market stalls used to look like back in the day. Something to show the children. I bet they'd love to pick up a fish, but yeah. And then the manager of Crawley Museum showed me this funny little cupboard. Basically, it says here, we asked people what they wanted to put in this cupboard. Here are some of their answers: medieval toilets, fish tank, iPhone, more food, crow's nest, so on. Someone even put my mum as well, so that's pretty cool. Funny answer, my mum. This door is from the original building as well. This door is a very old door, and it's from the original building. So, really, really good. Now, to show you what this building is actually made out of. So, mind your head. So through here, over in this corner over here, this is what the building is made out of. The inside of the building. So you've got the wood. You see the wood inside, and then you've got the plaster on top. That is what the building is made out of. It's amazing. Now look at this and take this in for example. This is an old Bronze Age sword. This here is the original sword, and this is a replica of the sword. And it says here, Bronze Age sword. In August of the year 1952, drainage workers were dredging the Polesfleet stream near the junction with the River Mole in Langley Green. Quite by chance, they found a bronze sword in good condition and missing only its wooden handle. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Iron slag. Crawley used to be an iron production place. Iron production was important in Crawley right up to Stuart times because the world's clay beds are rich in iron ore. Archaeologists have found rubbish ditches and pottery in Southgate West. They have also identified a settlement in Goss Park with 2 recognisable furnaces, a sign of iron production. This site was abandoned soon after 43 CE. So, a bit of iron slag there, wow. And then you've got this amazing stuff as well. You've got flints and sandstone tools found in Broadfield, Bewbush and Southgate. Amazing. Middle and late Stone Age. So even Crawley is from the Stone Age era. Imagine that, eh? That's amazing, isn't it? In the Mesolithic Middle Stone Age period, a part of the world was probably isolated. The locals certainly developed a recognisable style of their own. This is as known as the Horsham culture and can be seen in a typical Horsham point. On flint tools, an important Mesolithic culture existed in our area, originating in St Leonard's Forest and spreading to Tilgate. Do you remember prior when I said in my videos before about the furnaces and the different ironworks and stuff like that in different parts of Crawley? Well, this just sums it all up. This sums everything I've told you to be true, you see. So yeah, I really hope that you've enjoyed our experience today at Crawley Museum. Let me know down in the comments section below which part of the museum you liked the most and what you would like to know more about Crawley and what other locations you wish me to visit, whether that'll be graveyards, whether that'll be other forests, whether that'll be, you know, different places like the Eiffel Watermill. Apparently they allow visitors into the Eiffel Watermill. So if you want to go and view the watermill, let me know and I can book to go and we can go and have a look. But until the next time we meet, thank you for subscribing to this channel. Thank you for watching this video. And I hope and pray that you've had a wonderful time. Any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And then until the next time I meet you, stay safe and have a lovely day. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.